Hey there, Elite Runner fans. The king of Elite Runners, Elite Godston, is back for more of my Pixel 3D weapon stereotypes. We are now on number 12, the SWAT rifle. Let's begin. The gallery number is number 12. The weapon name is the SWAT rifle. Its rarity is in the rare category. The category weapon loadout is in the primary section. It was released in the 3.0.0 update. There is one specific skin, but it was not implemented in for the original skin color for it. And I'll explain about that later on once we reach to the changelogs. The notes I have on this one, for the description, it is a blue cameo assault rifle that regularly shoots bullets and includes a 4x scope. It has a high fire rate, average capacity, and low mobility. Its appearance on this one, it sports an urban digital cameo and has a distinct top rail of the real life specific weapon, which I'm not going to say because it's a real life weapon on this one. It has a gray pistol grip and its barrel looks like stainless steel. Its body is also its stock, as with all bullpup rifles and shotguns. The suppressor attached to the weapon also has urban digital camo painted on it as well. When reloading, the player takes out the magazine from the bottom of the weapon and puts another one in the same place. The performance. The user automatically shoots regular bullets like most other rifles. Moreover, this weapon possesses a 4x scope that allows users to engage opponents at medium range and even long range. Though it is an automatic rifle, its recoil is not difficult for users to control. The silent attribute seems to help avoid being spotted when firing, but the hit feedback could easily reveal the direction of the attacker. Overall, the SWAT rifle doesn't contain anything special, but it offers decent DPS and high accuracy when firing. Given its low price, it is not a bad idea to try it in low-level battles. The changelogs. In the 3.0.0 update, it was officially released. In the 9.0.0 update, the SWAT rifle has a suppressor on its world model, but its firing noise shows that it still fires if it weren't suppressed. In the 12.5.0 update, it was removed in the armory for unknown reasons. In the 12.5.3 update, it was brought back in the armory. In the 22.2.0 update, it got a new firing sound, and this is where the specific weapon, which I'm going to say right here, had a specific change of color, because in the original, this one was still changed into a black and grayish color, but now, however, in this specific update, which I just said, in the 22.2.0 update, it was now completely changed to be all specifically blue and cyan color. In the 22.8.0 update, its damage was increased by 13%. In the 24.1.0 update, its firing sound got reworked, and again, to a newer one, now it sounds a bit quieter. In the 25.2.0 update, the damage was increased without announcing it, so it was like a secret buff. In the 25.8.0 update, its damage was increased by 8%, and max ammo was decreased from 120 to 90. In the 25.8.0.2 update, the model and animation was reworked, and delay mechanics changed to a fixed delay. Now, there's a few specific trivias I have on here, and for the trivias, whenever I do my weapon stereotypes, I'm not going to add specific multiple choices on for my edits. Just only one at a time, because it's going to be too much editing if I have more than one specific trivia. So for this one, I'm just going to give a 10-second counter. Well, technically not add it on there, but just count it in my head. So just for a heads up on that one. So you guys only get 10 seconds for each specific trivia I say, and after I'm done, you have to make a random guess and see what it was named, actually. So anyways, for the first trivia question, the SWAT rifle was previously called this specific weapon. You got 10 seconds. Time's up. The answer you guys were looking for was the Elite Rifle. The second question. The weapon used to have most shared sounds than any gun in the game with two specific weapon sounds. It shares its firing sound with this specific weapon and reloading sound with this other specific weapon. However, in the version of the 22.2.0 update, it is now no longer the case as it receives a new firing sound and its reloading sound was altered as well too. What were those two weapons that changed the animation sounds from the reloading and the firing sound? What were those two weapons? Time's up. The two weapons for the firing sound was the Hitman pistol, and for the reloading sound was the dual machine guns. The last and final one. The firing sound was originally very similar to this weapon's firing sound. What was the name of that weapon? Time's up. The actual answer was the marksman firing sound. That is all the notes I have on that one so far. We are now going to move on to specific maps. Same ones as always. One for teamfight, one for deathmatch. Sometimes those are going to be always in Ghost Town, but I think starting from tomorrow, there's going to be a new season, so we're going to lose Ghost Town. Possibly, I'm not sure, so we'll see what happens, but I will see you guys on the first map. Alright, we are on our first map for this one, which is Teamfight. So we'll see how we do on this one. So I think for this one, it's probably still going to be in the decent category for this one, because its reload is pretty decent already, and for the actual ammo usage, it's really difficult because only like 30 at a time. It seems pretty fair, but a little bit unbalanced. And for the scope, it's still pretty easy to handle as well too, especially for like large maps. There we go. And especially combine this with the leader's drum, it's also really easy as well too to maintain as well for better damage output. So especially for the scope included, it's really easy and more challenging. Well, actually, not challenging, just mostly easy. And I got eliminated by those gadgets for the butterflies. So yeah, the scope for the SWAT rifle is pretty easy, but if you're trying to do it without the scope, it's more challenging. So if you're going to use this weapon, I would probably say recommend definitely use the scope on that one, so that way we know for sure like exactly what's going to happen. And that was a very quick match, so nothing much I could say about that one anyway, because I joined in very late. So we're going to move on to deathmatch and see how we do on that one. I'll see you guys there. Alright, we are now in deathmatch now. So this one's going to be way more difficult to maintain because of a whole lot of players in this one. And this is going to be even more challenging to get a few points in as well. Especially with the kill assists included. Yeah, this is really going to be more challenging to get that. Well, at least I got one. That's still pretty good. Yeah, SWAT rifle is still pretty decent, especially with the scope included, but just using like outside the scope range, it's really difficult. but there's like better automatic weapons. Even though without the scope, it's still pretty easy to maintain when they're on legendary and mythical. But anyways, I will see you guys at the lobby section for the final results. So for my final thoughts on that one for the SWAT rifle, because this one seems pretty short already, well, excluding the notes I actually added in there. So for my final thoughts, I would say for the SWAT rifle, I will probably give this one a 4 out of 10, because without the scope included, like even if you still want to use the scope, I will give that one a 7 out of 10, because it's easy to maintain when you're like advanced and mastered category players, but when it comes to beginners, it's a little bit more easy without the scope included. So like for players that are like levels 1 to 25 are in the beginners, 25 to 50 is advanced, and 50 to 65 is master. So I would say for the without scope would be 4 out of 10, but with the scope included would be 7 out of 10, because its DPS is really pretty decent, and its ammo capacity is a little bit more challenging even without the scope included. So nothing much I can say about this weapon, but this will conclude my video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, Lightning Strike.